I don't think this team has a lower floor than last team's year, but we have a higher ceiling.
Hey guys, this is Pedro back with another interview covering VCT Americas KICKOFF 2025. For this occasion, I'm here accompanied by johnqt, the IGL of Sentinels, coming off of a match over 100 Thieves in which they came out victorious in said match, in said competition. So, John, well deserved on the W. Congrats on
Thank you.
that. Moving forward to the next round of the competition. Got to give you the obvious opening question. Overcoming 100 Thieves in such a series, what's going through your mind? How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling amazing. I really wanted to win this map, this series. Obviously, I want to win every game, but this one was very important for us, like confidence wise. We had a bumpy off season, and we worked really hard after the patch. Obviously, we couldn't practice before because of my visa, but we put in like a lot of hard work, a lot of long days, and to win this game. And I'm happy that the hard work paid off.
Definitely, it was a series that kind of had a lot of twists and turns, especially like from map one all the way to the very end. Obviously, you guys started off on split, losing in a pretty bad fashion, 13-4. Had to kind of or bounce back in bind, won that, moving on over to Pearl, and then kind of uh, uh, ran away with the lead specifically on that second half in that third map. And so, I mean, pretty back and forth affair in general terms, but how would you kind of view the entire series overall in a much more deeper sense? And also, like, what do you think was the biggest factors behind how tough of a match it was against 100 Thieves?
Sorry, you said how tough was the match against 100 Chiefs?
Yeah.
Uh, I mean, definitely they're a good team and well coached, and they have very strong individuals. I mean, first map didn't go our way. Obviously, we were a bit like rusty. They played a series before, we didn't, and I don't know, we did not like start on the right foot. And they had a lot of hero rounds, and we kept losing and losing, and we couldn't like pull back from it. So it was a tough map, and we going into map two, we made sure to acknowledge that. Just like, okay, we have our warm up map slash game out of the way. Just let's win the rest and keep the energy up, keep fighting with your teammates, keep talking, and we'll win. And we made sure to keep the same trend in bind even when we lost rounds. Same thing for Pearl. Just keep going, keep focusing on yourself, keep trusting your teammates, and it worked out at the end.
I mean, like it was a very, as I said, back and forth affair. Looking over into like pro and specific, because like I mean, in a lot of ways, like it was basically anyone's ball game at the halftime portion of that map. But then you guys, as I said, pulled away at the very end there. I mean, like now focusing over into pro. What do you think to set the difference between you guys and the other team at that final time frame?
I mean, I feel like the first half, Pearl defense, we definitely lost some rounds that we shouldn't have lost. We got 1v3 by Xander. I think we were in very good positions all the time. We just couldn't like capitalize or like did the small mistakes. Like the smoke wasn't there. We didn't like pick together. The util is not there. Like, and that's something we need to start fixing soon because it does cost us like rounds and maps. But like going into the half, we still like believed in each other. I mean, I had we still have one pistol. I had a crazy whiff on Bucio, but I made sure to not like tilt to like just reset, go next, and that was like a big thing for us overall. Just keep resetting, forget about the round before, new round, just keep going. And I think I felt like we were up very good mentally against them. I feel like when they started losing a round, they kind of just slowed down and they start playing a bit scared and nervous, and we just took the advantage and kept going.
I think like when you mentioned the whip, was it the one on which like he was diffusing and then you're trying to like gun him
Yeah,
down, like on pro,
yeah,
right? I think he was
yeah,
spinning around on that, right? Like
yeah. He was spinning. I thought he had the. I just shot too fast. I thought I didn't have enough time, and I just shot too fast, and I didn't put the crosshair properly, and happens. Unlucky.
Yeah, that definitely like it does definitely does happen in a game like that. But ultimately it didn't really matter that much. You guys came out on top in the series. I mean, like now focusing over onto like your individual play. You played Tejo like a few times already in this map in this series over it, or more so the entire series in general. I was going to like point out two or three maps, but no, it wasn't all three maps. I mean, like
Yeah.
I gotta ask you like your thoughts on the agent, because like I do understand, like I think you already mentioned earlier on in the conversation you haven't had time to kind of like play with the team or like kind of like practice, and so you add that on top of like having to learn Tejo, that new agent. How do you kind of view that combination, like difficulty on in just playing the agent?
Uh, yeah, it's definitely hard with the time we've had, and we just made sure that like, okay, we need to decide on the comps that would make sense for us, and we need like we don't have time to fail. Like we don't have time to try multiple comps. We need to nail it first time, and thankfully we did on some few maps. And I'm a very fast learner. Like I learn very fast, and I'm very creative. And also, it's an IGL. I feel like Tejo is one of the better agents to IGL on because you have so much control on the map. Like you can do so many things with your util. I'm also very proactive, so that also helps us. But yeah, I mean, overall, Tejo is good. Obviously, I think he's a bit like he's obviously good, but I still think he's a bit overrated by people. Like I feel like it's kind of like the driver, not the car. I feel like there is like a skill gap in Tejo players. Like you need to be very good at the Asian to like use him to like his maximum strength. And if you're not good on the Asian, then you can't think quick on your feet because like a small like second where like you didn't like missile, the enemy could move and get away with the missiles, and you just need to be like very fast and a quick thinker, pretty much.
Mhm. But fortunately, you were able to understand all of these components early on in the year, and that kind of helped you contribute to the team's victory on that. I mean, gotta now pivot over into having to lead a different version of the squad, because of course I already talked to plenty of your other teammates before the start of this competition. But as the IGO, I gotta ask you, like bringing in the bang narrate for Sassy Intense. How have you kind of viewed that difference in leadership and just having to manage these two different players compared to those that you play with in 2024?
Yeah, it just feels like a whole different team, to be honest. Like we're not trying to recreate Sentinels 2024. This is a whole new brand team with different personalities and different issues. Obviously, the 2024 team, we had like a lot of veterans and like leadership and people that have won before and like very experienced in Sassy and Tens. Now it's like a younger roster, uh, like just a different look, different roles. I think we're slowly finding our way. I think it's taken longer than we expected as a team, but I think we're like a very hardworking team. Everyone want to win. Everyone is like doing their all, and I think like we will win for sure. Like we will win an event this year. I'm 100% sure on that. I think it just like it might be a matter of time, or like it really depends on when do we peak. Because I do see that this team will like grow and like with time, and I think we will hit like our peak form probably in champs, in my opinion. Because I can already tell like from the start of the off season to the end of the off season, and now the start of kickoff, like it's been exponential growth. And like even today, like I felt like the Sentinels that was in map one was not the one in map two and map three. Like we literally are growing in the middle of games, and yeah, I understand like fans are a bit impatient. Obviously, we're Sentinels, like the biggest org, like we have the biggest fan base in the world in Valorant. But all I ask for is like a little bit of patience from the fans. I know it's kind of hard, and like we appreciate them. They're supporting us, but we're working very hard, and I think we will like as I said before, we will eventually win an event, like 100%. It might take us a bit of time, it might not, but I'm very certain of that.
I mean, like looking at this team last year at the same point, I mean, you guys were beginning to go on the road to winning kickoff and then continue the momentum over to Masters Madrid, winning that and all that stuff. I asked to you, John, given what you said about like the current level and how you see the potential of this year's squad. Where do you kind of see the level of this year's squad right now as it is, at the start of the year compared to same time frame over in 2024? Do you kind of see it like somewhere below like this or something like that? What do you think?
Um, I mean, it's kind of hard too, because like I feel like the level of other teams also like are higher than last year for sure. I think the difference between like last year and this year was like we had a very strong off season. We won everything in the off season, and like we already had our like comps. The meta was already figured out in the off season, like so we went in very strong. Like we had nothing to figure out. We were already ready, and like all the teams had to figure it out as they played. And we had so much experience. I felt like we were like light years away from other teams. That's why we won kickoff. I felt like this year it's kind of different with the introduction of two new maps and two new agents in Vice and Tejo. Like all the teams are kind of in a weird place where it's like comp roulette. Everyone is like running a different comp. Like people haven't really figured out the meta. Like people are just trying stuff. There wasn't much time to like really like have a set playbook and everything ready. So it really, I think kickoff this year will just be whoever like shows up on the day, whoever is like individually ready to win, who has like a better game plan, and is just like ready to win that match. Because for me, like in my opinion, it's so hard to predict a winner in any game. Like there's already been so many upsets in all the regions, obviously, and I mean, if I had to compare, like as you say, your question, if I had to compare like Sentinels this year and last year, I think I think last year at this point was definitely like peaking. We were like definitely higher because we went on and won Madrid. So I would say like it's definitely higher, but the other part is like as I said, like the level of the region is also higher. So I don't think like I don't think this team has a lower floor than last team's year, but we have a higher ceiling.
Person will definitely be looking forward to what your team does in the future against your next opponent in Loud. So that said, I'm gonna have to wrap up the interview right here. I'm getting a lot of pings to wrap up, so I do exactly
Yeah,
that. John, thank you so
sorry.
much for giving me a chance. No, it's all good. I
Maybe I
mean,
talked too much.
no, it's all good, man. I understand. These kind of things have to be done pretty quickly. So I mean, I gotta respect the boundaries. So, John, thank you so much for another conversation.
Thank you, Pedro.
Hope I can talk to you again in some capacity in the future. And of course, best of luck goes to you in your next match.
Thank you, Pedro. Have a good day. Take care.
You too, man. To you.